All right, back at it again. Been working on bow, this time for a guy named Jordan Klein out of Gilbert. Um, his bowstring actually came off last year during deer season. He was shooting at a buck, went to shoot, bowstring came off. Hadn't been able to get anybody to fix it. He shoots a Matthews, Halon 32, and every bow shop around that he's called said they wouldn't work on it because it was a Matthews and they don't work on Matthews. I'll work on anything. I'll work on whatever bow you got. I may not have experience on working on them, but I'll figure it out. It's pretty simple. I've got the bow presses. I've got the knowledge. I've worked on bows pretty well my whole life. Worked in and out of archery shops. That's just people being lazy, in my opinion. You should be able to figure something out, or at least try to figure something out. I mean, all it was the bowstring came off. Had to put it in the press. Make sure the cables, everything were fine. Put it in the press. Check the bowstrings. Bowstrings were fine. Nothing tore. Nothing, cut. Made the adjustments. Twisted it. Put it back on the cams. We're fine. No issues. Put some wax on the bowstring. Looks like a pretty well brand new string. Took me, 45 minutes to an hour. And that's with timing it, because it was way out of time after the bowstring came off. I figure once it came off, it just threw everything kind of out of whack. So I went ahead and timed it for him, got it all timed and everything good. Which I'll show y'all how to do that. It's pretty simple, the way that I do it. A lot of people might not think it's the right way, but it's worked for me. So, but I want to show y'all a little bit of what I did afterwards, and that's paper tuning. Some people might not paper tune. Some people might not believe in paper tuning. Basically, paper tuning, you're going to get your bow pretty well inline tuned, to where you're going to be able to shoot broadheads and field points same together. A lot of people argue that, so you got to bare shaft it, you got to broadhead tune it, you got to do this. I've never had any issues. If your bow's set up with the proper spined arrow, shooting the proper draw length, you're shooting everything correctly. I've never had an issue of, bare shafting and broadhead tuning your arrows from your field points to your fixed blade broadheads. Now, a lot of people say if they can't get it to work or whatever, they can't get their fixed blades to fly with their field points, they'll just go to mechanicals, which will be all right. And mechanicals do work. I'm not dissing mechanical broadheads at all. I've shot mechanicals a long time, and I'll still shoot mechanicals. I've got mechanicals in my bow box right now. I'll have a mechanical on, either a Rage or a Wasp jackhammer or something, in my quiver at all times, just because I've become a firm believer that mechanical broadheads will kill a deer just as fast as anything else, and they'll put out one heck of a blood trail. But everybody say, well, I can't get my fixed blades to tune right. I don't know what's wrong. I'm just going to go mechanical because it's the easy way out. Yeah, it's easy. Your bow's going to shoot those mechanicals. Sometimes they won't, and you're still scratching your head on why is my bow off. Paper tuning will knock a lot of that wonder out. But basically, you don't want to just switch to mechanicals because your bow's still not properly tuned, and you owe it to the animal that you're hunting and yourself to be able to ethically kill that animal the first shot with a properly tuned bow that without a shadow of a doubt, you pull back, that deer's 30 yards away, 40 yards away, however far, you're going to make an ethical shot that's going to kill that deer fast. You don't have to rely on, well, maybe this arrow is going to fly good, maybe it's not. Your bow is going to be properly tuned. And basically, I'm just going to show y'all what I look for when I'm paper tuning and what I've learned over the years paper tuning. And my paper tuning for my bow is going to look a little bit different than his, because it's my bow set up to my draw length, shooting my arrows, and I'm trying to paper tune his bow just to get it close for him. He's going to have to make some adjustments for himself, but it's still going to be very minute and barely anything, because it's still almost a bullet hole. You want a bullet hole Let me show you here. A bullet hole is what I'm talking about. It's right there. That is a bullet hole. That one, oh, right there. Bullet hole. No tears. And you'll see some of these, that one right there has got a tear up. This one's got a tear left. Tear high. And then, I think this one here was Jordan's. Yeah, that was his bow. That was his last one. This one right here and this one right here were his last ones. I made a slight adjustment, but they're both basically a bullet hole. Not as precise as that one, given that's my bow, set up my draw length, shooting my arrows. That's his bow at almost 3 inches longer than my draw length, shooting his arrows. And we both shoot different releases. But, that being said, it's still going to help him out in the long run because his bow's not going to be way out of tune, which it was whenever I first got out here. Started shooting it, as his was actually some of these bad tears that I showed you in the first one. But, hopefully, that'll help some people out, and now they'll have a little bit more education on what to do and what paper tuning does, which I'll go on further into detail. Basically, if you got a, let's see, high tear like that, you need to move your rest down a little bit, or you can make adjustments in your cables. I mean, it's easier to get it with your rest. A lot of people argue, say, "Oh, you're getting out of whack of your time on your center shot," stuff like that. Yes, it's true, but a lot of people don't have access to a bow press, so it's just an easy way. Just kind of slight adjustments that'll drop that down into a bullet hole. If you got a left tear, same thing. Take it to the right. You know, you want to take your rest to the right a little bit. It's gonna close up that hole, make it closer to a bullet hole, and then vice versa. Left tear, move it right. Right tear, move it left. Low tear, move it out. Stuff like that. Also, you need to check, make sure your knock point for where you have your D-loop is set right, because that'll also throw it off. But hopefully that'll educate some people and help some people out whenever it comes to this time of the year, when everybody is going to be out practicing, hopefully, because we've only got 78 days, well, basically 77 now, till opening of West Virginia season, and some people will be hunting before that because some seasons come in earlier. Some people will be out, Kentucky, whatever, and other seasons open up earlier, stuff like that too. But hopefully y'all are out here shooting, practicing, and I'd say a lot of us are getting ready to start throwing some broadheads on, making sure our bows are tuned with our broadheads, and hopefully paper tuning will help that, and you won't have so many issues when it comes to tuning your broadheads, and you'll be able to make more clean, ethical, more accurate shots on deer. Thank y'all. I'll holler at you later. Next time I'm working on a bow, doing whatever, holler at you later. Take it easy.